Let me help you to perform a task that takes 30 minutes in just 5 seconds. So I have a VBA code for you to rename multiple files, maybe 100, maybe 200 files in just a few seconds. So let's check this out and make sure to download the free ebook with 100 ready to use codes at the end of this video. So let's get started. All right, so here on my desktop, I have this folder where I have all the files, and I also have this workbook, which is a separate workbook where I have listed all the old names and new name. So for invoice underscore 01, I want to have the new name invoice underscore gen. And for this, as I said, I have a VBA code. Let me open my Visual Basic Editor. So you need to go to Developer tab and then click on Visual Basic Editor to open it. And in my Visual Basic Editor, I have this code that allows me to rename multiple files in just a few seconds. So before I show you how you can use this code, let me rename all the files and show you how easy it is to rename all the files with this VBA code. So what I'll do, I'll just click on this run button to run this code, and you can see here all the names, all the files will get a new name. And here you can see I have invoice underscore April, invoice underscore August. So basically all the file names where I had underscore 0102 are now replaced with the month name. Now let me show you how you can use this VBA code. First of all, you need to specify the path of the folder. So when I go to this folder where I have all the files, I need to right click and then I need to go to copy as path. And now let me just delete and repaste it basically. And when I paste it, you can see I already have these two double quotation marks. But here, there's one more thing that I need to do, and that's adding a backward slash at the end of the path. So this is something very important, because if you don't do that, it will not rename all the files. The path will not be the accurate one. So this is the most important thing that you need to do. And after that, you need to change the name of the worksheet. Now, the point is you need to list down all the old names and new names in a particular workbook. And then you need to specify the name that we have here. In my case, I have sheet 1, and that is why you can see I have the name sheet 1. But if I have a different name, let's say if I have name data or anything else, I need to specify that name here. And rest is fine. You just need to run this code and it will automatically change all the names within a few seconds, or maybe just in 1 second. Now let me quickly show you how this code actually works. Now at the very starting of this code, I have this path, which I already told you that you need to copy path of your folder to this, and then you need to add a backward slash at the end of the path. Now after that, we have the sheet name here that you need to edit if the sheet name is different in your workbook. And after that, this part of the code checks if there's any duplicate name in the list of the name. So if you have any duplicate name in the old name, or if you have any duplicate name in the new name. And next, it will count the total number of names you have mentioned in the workbook and total number of files that you have in the folder. And after that, it will ask you, do you want to proceed with the renaming? And when you say yes, it will go further and try to remove any space, if there is any space before and after the name, so that there will be no space while naming the files. And it will also check if there's any mismatch in the file extension. So let's say if I'm using .pdf in one name and using .excelSX in one name. So it will also check that and notify you before actually renaming all the files. And in the end, we also have one more separate VBA code that helps us to refresh the folder instantly after renaming. So basically what happens is when you rename files in Windows with the VBA code, it will not change the name instantly. You need to close that folder and then you need to reopen the folder to see if the names are changed or not. But this code will allow you to have an instant refresh and to see that all the names have now changed. So basically you need to change two things in your code. The first is the path and adding the backward slash and then the name of the sheet. That's it. So here is my code. And when I open it in my notepad, now in this code, I need to specify three things. The first is the folder path that I have used in the last method as well. Again, when you copy it, you need to add a backward slash at the end of the path. That is something very, very important. And then I have this file here and I need to copy the path of this file as well. So when I paste it here, just as it is. Now, the third thing is again the name of the worksheet where I have the data. So when I open this file, you can see I have old names and new names. And the sheet name is sheet 1. Now I'll simply close this workbook and then I'm going to copy this from here. And let me show you first the name of the files are like invoice underscore and then the month name. But in this workbook, unlike the last method, we are renaming it from month name to the number of the month. So let me close it. And after that, I need to open Windows PowerShell. And here, I simply need to paste my code. And it will take a few seconds to rename all the files. And here you can see I have all the files renamed in just a few seconds. Now, before I open the command prompt, I need to use the simple formula and combine old and the new name. So I'll enter equals and then I need to enter a simple keyword that is REN and then a space and ampersand, my old name of the file, and then ampersand, then again a blank space with double quotation marks and then ampersand and the new name. Now let me drag this formula to down to have this combination of old name and new name. And now I'm going to open command prompt. Now in this command prompt, I need to open the folder where I have all the files. So for this, I'll again copy my path and then I'm going to enter CD and then space. Let me remove the double quotation marks. And in this case, I don't need to add a backward slash at the end of the path. Let me hit enter. Now you can see my folder is open. Now what I'll do, I'll simply copy all of these from here, go to command prompt, paste, and let me show you first of all that name of the files is invoice underscore 01 and we want to change it from invoice underscore 01 to invoice underscore month name. And now let me paste all the commands here and let me open my folder. You can see all the files are now renamed using the commands that I have just pasted in the command prompt. Hey, thanks for watching this video and you can download your free ebook that I have promised from the link in the description. And make sure to subscribe to the channel because I'll be coming out with a lot of cool Excel tips and tricks in coming weeks. So make sure to subscribe and like this video.